Elijah wanted his life to end. What did God do first? 1 Kings 19 takes us into the wilderness. Then he sat beneath one broom tree and wanted his life to end. This was the prophet who had just stood before a king. The prophet who had watched fire fall. Yesterday looked brave. Today looked empty. His body had survived what his strength could not keep carrying. Scripture does not edit out the collapse. It lets us see him trembling after the victory. Maybe people remember the strong version of you too. They do not see what happens when the door closes. The mind that turns one small demand into a mountain. The sleep that does not make you feel restored. The shame that whispers, a faithful person would handle this better. But the story does not call Elijah faithless. It shows a human body at its edge. And now comes the surprising part. What does heaven do first? There is no lecture beneath, no command to believe harder. Elijah sleeps. An angel touches him and says, "Get up and eat." Bread, water, sleep. Then the care is given again. Rest comes before direction. Care for the body comes. We often reverse that order. We demand meaning from an exhausted mind. Then we condemn it when it cannot produce hope. But fatigue changes what danger looks like. A body held on alert can begin to treat ordinary uncertainty as threat. Sleep debt narrows the future until that is physiology, not a verdict. So what ordinary mercy might your body need before the next question? A meal can be mercy when hunger has made every thought feel harsher than it is. A protected night can be mercy when vigilance has trained your body to distrust sleep. A doctor, therapist, or prescribed medicine can be mercy too, offered through knowledge gathered patiently by other people. Receiving care is not stepping away from faith or choosing the body instead of the soul. It may be the faithful thing your embodied life requires before clarity can return in any form. And if you may harm yourself, do not stay alone beneath your tree, waiting for the feeling to pass. Call emergency services, a crisis line, or one trusted person now. Say plainly, "I need help staying safe." Care reached Elijah in isolation. Let someone trusted enter yours before isolation starts speaking like truth. Needing urgent help is not spiritual failure, weak prayer, or evidence that God has abandoned you. It is a life worth protecting before you can feel why it is worth protecting. Only after Elijah has eaten and slept does the journey continue, one ordinary footstep following another across the wilderness. The food strengthens him, but it does not teleport him past the hard distance still ahead. The text says he travels 40 days and 40 nights toward Horeb, the mountain of God. One sunrise opens over the path, then another closes behind him without a quick resolution. The same feet that could not take one more step now take only the step. Some days the mountain grows clearer, some days dust. The story allows recovery to contain effort without pretending effort caused the recovery. Bread did not answer every question. It made the next honest mile possible. Can you let today's care be enough for today's distance, without demanding that it solve tomorrow? At last the wilderness stone changes, and the dark mouth of a cave appears above him. He enters carrying the same fear, but no longer carrying it beneath the same tree. At the mountain come wind, earthquake, and fire, every force loud enough to resemble the God Elijah expected. But God is not carried to him in the violence, spectacle, or pressure of those passing forces. Then comes a low, gentle voice that asks for attention. Exhaustion expects God to arrive as one more demand, one more voice naming everything you failed to finish. He comes quietly enough for a worn-out person to remain present. What will that voice change outside the cave? The gentle voice does not pretend Elijah's fear. It gives him company and one next step. The work ahead will not be carried alone. Recovery is rarely a private act of will. We borrow steadiness from people until our own returns. Perhaps your next faithful step is smaller than the answer you wanted. Drink water. Cancel what can wait. Tell one safe. Keep the appointment. Take medicine as prescribed. Let sleep be care, not a reward. Which one small act of care could you receive today? Small care is not avoidance. Beneath the tree, it began the road. Sometimes courage looks less like standing before fire and more like accepting bread. Less like forcing an explanation and more like becoming safe enough to hear. The God who met Elijah honored both kinds of courage. He was present on the mountain and in the sleep beneath the tree. So do not add shame to exhaustion. Let care arrive through ordinary hands. Rest before the answer. You are not failing beneath this tree. You are being met there.